August on her seat in the inner world of mind. So that is her station. Her station is in the inner world of mind. The mother of mind looked down on passing things. She's observing all the things going on below. Listen to the advancing trade of time, how time is moving, progressing from place to place. Saw the irresistible wheeling of the sun, how the suns in the sky are constantly moving. She's seeing, observing everything there in her inner world. And heard the thunder of the march of God, how through the passage of time, God is making progress, 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 marching, thundering through. Amid the swaying forces in their strife, sovereign was her word of luminous command. So there is a power in her word. What she says, that becomes true. It carries strength, power. Sovereign was her word of luminous command. Her speech, like a war cry, rang or a pilgrim chant. The way the pilgrim will rise and keep on chanting the name of God, it is in that manner she is saying, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. She is progressing. Or like a war cry against the enemy, war cry. A charm restoring hope in failing hearts, aspired the harmony of her puissant voice, and then she is addressing to Savitri. Oh Savitri, I am thy secret soul. Yes, I am a part of your soul, secret soul. She is asking, she is telling to Savitri that she is her soul. This secret soul appears in the case of other two Mandarins also. I am thy secret soul, I am thy secret soul, I am thy secret soul. You see. She has come down into the human world. Oh Savitri, I am thy secret soul. That is what the first Madonna had told to Savitri. 122.6. She had come down to share the suffering of the world. And now here she says, Oh Savitri, I am thy secret soul. Later on she will say, Oh Savitri, again, I am thy secret soul. The third Madonna also is here. I come down into the human world. Come down from where? From the inner world of mind. Into the human world, outside, acting here. Come down into the human world, and the moment watched by an unsleeping eye, big eye, divine eye. It is with that drishti I am seeing the entire play of this world here. And a moment watched by an unsleeping eye, and a dark contrariety of earth's fate. The contradictions, the conflicts which constantly go on. I have been watching all these things. And the battle of the bright and somber powers. Bright between the battle between the gods and the hostile powers. I have been watching them. And the dark contrary of earth's fate and the battle of the bright and somber power. I stand upon earth's path of danger and grief, and held unfortunate and save the doomed. I stand here on this path and try to help him as much as I can as possible. To the strong I bring the guerdon of their strength. So those who are mighty strong, who can bear the weight of my power, those who can bear the weight of my power, to them I reward, I give them gift, I give them something, guerdon, reward, gift. To the strong I bring the guerdon of their strength. To the weak I bring the armor of my foes, so they can protect themselves against the hostile forces. So she is protecting both. To the brave she is giving the reward. To the weak she is protecting by the armor of her force. To men who long I carry the coveted joy, what they wish, they desire, for them I carry the joy. I am fortune, justifying the great and wise. Yes, they are waiting, great and wise, and for them I bring fortune. Deva. By the sanction of the plaudits of the crowd, plaudits the applause of the crowd, I bring them. Then trampling them with arm heel of weight. So if they are opposing, I will crush them also. See. So she has both the qualities. You see. My ear is lean to the cry of the oppressed. So what I hear the cry, the shout, the cry, weeping of the poor oppressed. I topple down the thrones of tyrant kings. A cry comes from proscribed and hunted lives, which is prevented, prescribed, and hunted lives, appealing to me against a pitiless world, a voice of the forsaken and desolate, and the lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. So the prisoner is kept down below in the cell, in the dark room there, tied with a big ball of lead to his leg, and he is not able to move, but I hear his voice also. And the lone prisoner in his dungeon cell. So this was the medieval time when people were punished like that, the enemy was punished like that, putting them in the cell heavily. Men, hail in my coming, the Almighty's foes, or praise with thankful tears His Savior greet. So when I come, they feel happy because her coming is the coming of the Almighty's force itself. Well, this is what was happening. We'll see that thing again. Men hail in my coming, the Almighty's force, or praise with thankful tears His Savior grace. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world and slay the ogre in his blood-stained den. So the Titan, the Asura, who opposes me, I smite him with my spear. Well, actually, she's not carrying the spear, she's carrying the Trishula, trident, and the thunder, see, thunderbolt. I smite the Titan who smite the Titan. Well, that is a Greek simile. That is how Athena had overpowered Enceladus, as you saw last time, with a spear. She pushed him down under the mountain. I am, I am the Titan who bestrides. I smite the Titan who bestrides the world and slay the ogre in his blood-stained den. Well, you see, there are certain things from a poetic point of view. I don't know. A cry comes, the cry of the oppressed. See, these two words are coming very close to each other. My ear is laid to the cry of the oppressed. A cry comes from the oppressed. But at the same time, these two cries, they don't clash with each other. You see, they are different cries. They have different, they don't clash. Although they are so close to each other, they have different sound value. From a purely classical point of view of poetry, the repetition of the same word so close to each other is taken to be a blemish. The repetition of the same word coming very close to each other like that is not supposed to be good poetry, you see. But Shevana doesn't care because each word in this place has to be pure, just, more just. It cannot be replaced. And it is finished there. My ear is laid to the cry of the oppressed. A cry comes. See, now this cry and this cry are different. Although the word is the same, but the cries are different. A cry comes from the proscribed and hunted life. Same thing happens here also. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong. So she is asserting herself who she is. She has already described, she is sitting on the throne, the land is at her feet. That is the conventional picture, so to say, of what we know of Durga, with her belt, shining belt studded with diamonds and jewels like that. and powerful in her eyes, looking. And Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate, I wear the face of Kali when I kill, I trample the corpses of the demon hordes. So I don't care. I trample over the demon forces, all this is. I am Durga, goddess, the proud and strong, and Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate. I wear the face of Kali when I kill. So she is at once Durga, Lakshmi, and Kali. In other words, it is the same goddess, same power who presents herself with different personalities in different situations. When it is a question of beauty, love, joy, sweetness, she will present herself as Lakshmi. When she wants to eliminate the enemy, she will become Kali. Those who are proud, majestic, for them, she is Durga. Now that reminds of Shri Durga Stotra. She is the one who is riding on the lion. Shiva Vahini, she is one who is riding on the lion. I am Durga, goddess. Now, by the way, these three goddesses here are actually the goddesses belonging to the inner world of mind. Because she is coming from that, her station is that. Her station is the inner world. We have seen that now. So, these Lakshmi, Durga, Kali, as we see here, they belong to this domain. In other words, the same goddesses on another level will have another aspect of them. They are not the same throughout. When you say Kali or when you say Durga, she is not the same everywhere. On the vital plane, Durga is Durga of one type. In the mental plane, she is another Durga. In the spiritual plane, she is another Durga. In the highest supramental plane, she will be another Durga altogether. You see, they are different. You see. So, what we have here are the aspects of the same goddess in the world of the inner mind. I am Durga, goddess of the proud and strong, and Lakshmi, queen of the fair and fortunate. I wear the face of Kali. When I kill, I trample the corpses of the demon hordes. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. Yes, I am here to do the work of God. She is sitting there in the inner world, in the inner country. She is there for what? To do God's mighty work. What is the God's mighty work? To make the path clear for God's trade. I am charged by God to do His mighty work. Uncaring, I serve His will who sent me forth. So it is He who has sent me to stay here in the world of inner mind. And therefore I serve. What are the consequences? What is going to be the opposition? I don't care about that because I am deriving all my strength from Him. Reckless of peril and earthly consequences. I don't care about. So I will jump into action irrespective of the consequences. He is there to look after everything. I reason not of virtue and sin. Virtue and sin. Now this is the dichotomy which is quite prominent in the Christian theology. 7 virtues and 7 sins. 7 errors and 7 goods. She says, I reason not. I don't bother about ethics, about theology, nothing. I don't care about that thing at all. I am above beyond that thing. It is not only on the ethical plane, not on the theological plane, but somewhere in the spiritual world, I do all my actions. My strength comes from something else. So it is not theology which counts for me. I reason not of virtue and of sin, but do the deed He has put into my heart. Whatever He has asked me to do, I am there to do that alone. I fear not the angry frown of heaven. If heaven becomes angry with my action, I don't care. Because I am charged by God to do His mighty work. I don't bother about consequences of that, you see. I fear not the angry frown of heaven. Does heaven frown? Yes, it can. It can. Because heaven has its own laws and rules and ways of doing things in a certain manner. And if it is not according to them, then heaven can become angry. Particularly the Greek gods, they can become very furious immediately, you see. I fear not the angry frown of heaven. I flinch not from the red assault of hell. I don't care the consequences, even if the hell is going to fall on me or heaven is going to frown. I don't bother because I'm charged by Him to do His work. I crush the opposition of the God, the opposition of the gods. The gods oppose her work. Tread down a million. That I can understand. Tread down a million goblin obstacles. But how is it that she is going to crush opposition? Do the gods oppose what she is charged with? She is charged by Him alone, and here are the gods opposing what she is asked to do. Now, the opposition of the gods, we have to understand in terms of who these gods are. Who these gods are. Now, if you see, again, go back to the description. This Madonna belongs to the world of inner mind. Now, the gods are present everywhere. In all the places, in all the worlds, all the places the gods are present. Everywhere they are present, you see. And therefore, these gods would belong now to the plane around the inner mind where she is seated or below, in the subconscious gods, below that. And they will oppose. They will oppose. So, it is not the higher or superior gods she is going to meet. Her station is fixed. All the gods which are below there, those she is going to oppose. They are going to oppose her work, you see. I crush the opposition of the gods, tread down a million goblin obstacles. I guide man because her concern is to guide man to the path of divine. See what a boon she has given to us. She is there always to take us on the path of the divine. She is always there for that purpose, on the path of the divine. That is, but at the same time, the path of divine, she is able to take only from the point of view of, only in the perspective of the inner mind. Her station is fixed there. We have to always keep that bearing in mind. This Madonna belongs to a certain place and it is from that point, okay, like this go, divine.